this is another one on the list for my horror games that I plan on sitting there and putting on YouTube. This is one of my favorite horror games that I haven't played in a long time because I was really bad at it. Yeah, so this is Amnesia, The Dark Descent, or at least this is the Amnesia collection, which has Justine and the Machine for Pigs. I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna record it like I usually do. Right now I'm just setting up, YouTube notification, not YouTube, Facebook stuff and all that, so this way other people can watch and yada yada yada. And then it's okay. And we're gonna get this started. So, as I've said in my previous videos, I'm trying to do a 31 video horror thing for Halloween. This is, it's late, but this is number 16. Amnesia, The Dark Descent is number 16. So with that, let's get this started. This game features autosave. When you see this icon, do not turn off the system. Games. Now, I'm debating on it, but I do want to do the Penumbra series, or at least one of the Penumbra games, maybe the first one. But I don't know. That's like on the list of the horror games that I want to do. Just not sure if I want to do it. Yes, start a new game. God, I haven't played this since when it first came out. I think. Yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, I haven't played this since it first came out.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is... Yes. I am Daniel.
I just don't get why you had to make yourself forget. Yeah, when I first played Penumbra on the PC, I didn't really get far with it. So I'm fairly confident I am not going to get far in the PC. A memento has been added. Notes in the diaries, no notes available. Diaries, okay, the mementos, okay. Follow the liquid trail to find the source, okay. I just don't get why you had to give yourself amnesia 500 locked rooms from the main objective that you wanted to get done. That part's not important to me. See, like, that didn't even scare me only because I played this, I knew what they were fucking crazy. Maybe we just have a scene, just... a tinder box, and fuck your alcohol. Oh, I wanted to start. Fuck your shit. They should, I will say this, they should bring Penumbra onto PS4. Because I remember the Penumbra, I mean, I understand it's a pain in the ass, only because of the fact that you had the fighting mechanics, in the first one, but they should bring Penumbra into the PS4 series. I said that they should have done that with PS3. There's one oversettling house. crap, it's so fucking whipped wobbly in here. Okay, yeah, I know. Tinderboxes light up. Yep, I know. I got you. Trust me, I know enough about Amnesia that I've played it. I know enough about Amnesia. Yeah, your sanity level goes low because you're fucking 5. What is it saying? A slight headache. Okay, what about you? Oh, that's good. Why is your heart green at the bottom? Or your brain yellow at the top, bottom? You know, we're 5 years old. We're afraid of the dark. That's just how it is. Old archives, okay. The door slammed shut behind him, and he knew he would never again see the old tailor at Berkeley Square. Another lone soul in London seemed to. I don't know. You think of the people you're not going to see anymore as really your tailor. The first thing you're going to remember. Witness and something else. Puzzles are making progress. Bugs? So, pray tell, my good sir, what is my sanity at now? All is good. Fucking tornado in the house. What's this say? Something vegetative. Okay. Seriously, what did we do? Put this fucking house on this castle on the fucking San Andreas fault?
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't, God willing, one last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Okay, let's see. Okay, 19th of August. I wish I could ask you how much you remember. I don't know if there would be anything left after I consume the drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can tell you why. But now this, I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength. Back there is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name of Benenberg will leave bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum and find Alexander and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours young and strong. He will no matter. Wait, did we? Yep, okay, yep, we read all that. Okay, well, we read all that. Okay, what do you? Yep, land oil. That's right. Okay. I need a fucking drink. What do you use? You want broken glass, aren't you? The other children cheered him on, his name voice in this steadily rising pace, urging him to do it. And I really, the boy thought and struck his.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
I could just leave. Or not. I never knew that that was a thing. Nope. Not had one knowledge of that possible outcome.
Get away from me!
Let's look, what's that here? Oh, I can't get drunk. Alright, well, I'm going to the lab. Hopefully I can make a drink. Traveling to Dover meant going through Kattenburg. He made sure to pay a visit to avoid the sense of guilt connected with neglect of family.
There should be more coop racks. Let me see. And one part Aquafortis.
Okay. Ah, the fucking light, man. One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I would be able to go on when I find myself doing terrible things. I take comfort in you. As long as I am able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. I weep for them. They lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and a safe return. This is my third attempt to produce artificial vita. The former compounds lack the potency I need, but I sense I'm close. Calamine and orpiment are a given, but the cuprite binds them well. This time I will attempt aqua regia instead of aqua fortis, in hopes it will produce a more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is highly acid and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. Organic tissue reacts especially violently to the solution and should be handled with the greatest care. I might be able to use the recipe, but I am losing hope that I will find the alchemic solution to my predicament. Okay, so we need comprise and other crap. Tinderbox. I do Ah, crap, I used the lamp for that too much. There we go, what is this? The lack of chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experiments has taken its toll on many of my less stable ingredients in the storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by the fumes and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can to load them into the wine cellar. Okay, so, wine cellar. What is that? Oil. Oh, okay, we got oil. What did I just step on? What's this hissing? Oil. Alright, so nothing else around here except for the fact that we got the fact that we need to go to the wine cellar, so I think that's basically its way of saying, get the fuck out of here, go to the wine cellar. He fell into the kitchen floor. Tears were beginning to well in his eyes as he received the first kick in the stomach. Hazel remained hidden in fear. She too would be punished. Alright, can we go into the wine cellar now? Nope, it will not be open without a key. Okay. Oh, fucking great. Okay. What's up here? Oh, what do you know? Board it up. Okay. Oh, no shit, it won't budge. Just board it up. What the? Is that a dog? What is this? A fragrant taste of rose lingered in his mouth. Furnished the lights, he thought, just like the ones at the consulate in Constantinople. Hey, I'm proud of myself. I'm getting all these big words without fucking up. Usually I'm like Constantinople. Constantinople. Library. Rare books. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for that translation.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Man of fortune. That's all it is. Nope, nothing in there, nothing in there, no guy, fucking boxers, no hidden money. Rare books, my ass. Look at this shit. There's nothing rare about this. You know where it belongs? Right there. Burn the whole fucking place down. Catalogy. Catalogs? Yep, okay. Alright, I gotta fucking do it, don't I? Well, why don't we just fill the whole fucking thing up? I'm finding what tinder boxes anyway. No, but get this crap out of the way. Oh no, another tinder box. Pick it up. There we go. And no, not in there. Nothing in there. Yeah, nothing real very important. Studium. The study. Yep. Studium. Indeed. a dresser in their study? Amazing. Who has clean shirts in their studies like that?
17th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Well, don't end the story there. What happened? Did you get out? Why is it only like specific books I can take out? The tea. Holy crap. Why did that happen? Sorry, I was gonna make tea. Shit. Alright, we've gone through there. What's in here? Like, I want to come in here, but at the same time, let's finish the other section first. Alright, let's see. What are you? Libri Veteris. Okay, library, obviously. Old terms then. Where's that music coming from? What is my fucking thing? Oh, he's good. Okay, he's fine. Nope, okay. I didn't do shit. Oh, I need the light. Oh, no. What am I gonna do without the light? Don't open, it's locked. Oh yeah, let's keep the fucking level of history locked. Oh! Okay. Up. Hello, darkness, my old friend. What the fuck was it? What did you say to me? Might as well keep the fucker full. Papers. Papers. More papers. Alright, Kingdom of Prussia, Central Prussia. Oh god, I got a paper cut.
17th of May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light.
Do I have to? Fine, I get to the fake story and then
It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry.
How is it
The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
What do I have, fucking rigor mortis? Like, what's all that cracking noise? Alright, what are you? Floor plan. Ah, the light.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the walls. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
Ah, that light. And who's playing the piano? My notes. No. After pounding. No, we did that. Okay. Fighting kids. Caval's the greatest have been moved to live for white silent. The door leading to the local. What the fuck? What are you, fucking Iron Man?
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Okay. Okay. So obviously we have to do something. Altstadt and Brandenburg Castle 1801. Another region rich with war is Altstadt. Deep within the East Prussian woods for centuries, there have been stories surrounding a hamlet and its name is Castle Brandenburg. The quiet forest-clad mountains just with scattered lakes at its picturesque as can be. Sorry. Albeit the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you will hear proof of the widespread superstition. All travelers should indulge themselves in such conversation, since it will certainly serve as excitement, entertainment. All of you have the town twisted tales, yada yada yada. The Gatherers. The story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30-Year War, it is said that soldiers were abandoned their duty and get lost in the cold, dark woods and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, wrought by their tainted souls, have left them disfigured and empty of essence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as horrid revenants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers, as they seem to follow some ambient and still living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside damp burlap sacks, dragging behind them, which reveals their presence. What dark schemes they follow the visit undone. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, the well-known erudite, visited Altstadt at the start of the 16th century. He resided in a local inn for a fortnight as he looked for remnants of Kingdom Pass. During his day, all the prominent members of the social society paid notice that, and he is mentioned in many records of the time. One day, he went to investigate a burrow in the northwest glades, only to never be seen again. Heinrich is known as to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Altstadt, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who was this mysterious man who visited the sleeping hamlet in the woods, and what happened? Alright, Immortal Baron. The Baron of Brettenbach lives to a reclusive life with his family at his castle nearby Altstadt, and like most of those noble birth, rumors are inherent alongside with the title. Researching the history reveals little before the castle was consumed by fire. In the late 16th century, it was rebuilt by Alexander, a nobleman from the Rhinelands, claiming to the role as protector of the Prussian state. Alexander helped to regain the flourish and remain popular throughout his presumed lifetime. The family has always been secretive with it comes to the lineage and heritage. Therefore, the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring has never been fully recorded. This is fun. Yeah. But the idea that the Baron is in fact one of the same who came from the West over 300 years ago, lived through the time of occupation, and joined the coveted Order of the Black Eagle along with the great leaders of the country. Okay, yeah, sure. Ah. No, we're not lighting any. Nope, okay. I know he said something about levers, so there's gotta be like a lever or something. Yeah. Ah, let's put these things out. There we go. Gotcha. Again, anybody who has a secret hidden doorway in their house is not welcome, in my opinion. Alright, I know they're gonna pick up that key. Wilhelm and his fools have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusted servants. It's just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brettenburg. Alright. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men up to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave or they will starve. whatever comes first. They can rot for all I care. Maybe I will feed them some wine. It would instead solve both of my problems. The fuck is? There's at least one. Nope. Okay. Ready for some scare, I guess. Boy, something's out there. Just busted the door open. Oh, back here. Not freaking out. Not gonna freak out. There's no point in freaking out right now. No point. No point in freaking out at the moment. No fucking point whatsoever. Alright, the stone slab looks like... Ow! Fucking hurt. Yeah, my head would be fucking pounded too. Somebody's jelly like just smacked me. Oh, right, I gotta do it this way. The sand gave way to his tired body as he fell from the camel's back. He felt his wind gently sweep across his face and his dry, crusted lips. Need some chapsticks, bro. Seriously. Alright, you might beware when standing in darkness, sanity will slowly turn on lights in the environment together. Ah, fucking hell, my eyes.
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow.
see it? Health? Okay. Dot dot dot. Yeah, that's very helpful. Okay. Stare into the light. Don't look at anything other than the fucking light. Okay, is that blood? Running out of fucking tinder boxes now. Oh, lo and behold, there's one right there. Right there. Alright, I know, holding them, we'll get... There we go. Nobody in here. What is this bullshit?
What's happening? Oh, it feels like my chest is going to burst. Oh,
My God! Wilhelm, do something!
except we're not getting out of here alive.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
Oh, did it like burst their chest open or some shit? Yeah, that's what it looks like. My name is Wilhelm, House of Gerich. These are my final words, my confession and testament. 2 years ago, I was summoned to the castle of Brandenburg, as most of the aristocracy. I was curious about what the supposed knight of the order would want from me, and accepted the invitation. The Baron was friendly and offered me the position. A proposition. It dawned on me that the nature of the contract was sordid, and that the reason I was chosen was because of the solace of my past and of the honors I have been rewarded with during my time as a soldier. I was to kidnap healthy humans upon his slightest whim and do so without asking questions. In return, he would attest to my character to the royal court, advancing my position within noble society. I would like to claim that I struggled in my decision, but it came swiftly and I accepted wholeheartedly. You prick. Ever since that day, I brought men, women, and children to Brandenburg. I can't remember the numbers, but there were many, perhaps even hundreds, none of whom were ever seen or heard from again. Tonight, the Baron invited me and my men down to the wine cellar to celebrate our work. I had my suspicions as we descended the stairs, but he insisted and joined in on a toast. The wine tasted fine, and my men drank without restraint. So begins the punishment for our sins. The Baron has locked us up and returned upstairs. Forgive me for what I have done. I was weak and I fell into his diabolical ways. My men are screaming. Their skin has been pierced by their own tangled bones. Ugh. I feel my insides revolting against their God-given nature. Blood has begun to pour from my eyes, and I can no longer. Well, pick the back up. There's usually a $10 in there. There's none in there. Great. Stop fucking moving. What is my shit at? Head is still pounding and my hands are shaking. Few cuts and bruises. Lantern off. Jumpsuit. Nothing like that. Okay, I was trying to see if I can like combine them, but apparently I can't. Alright. Note to self, people, don't take wine from strangers. around. Oh, fuck. My brain is like turned off at this moment. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die. Let's at least get out of the wine cellar. If my guy goes completely bananas. After enduring 3 days in Algiers, a sailboat was finally arranged to take him across the Mediterranean Sea to Gibraltar. Having searched the British territory in this matter, deserted the cabin as SS Herod heading to London. Alright. I got one tinderbox. Alright, just stay in a light. Calm your tits. That wibbly wobbly's giving me a headache. So just fucking sit there and breathe for like 2 seconds, buddy. Alright? Come on. Is my sanity going up at all? Smelled the desert and damp musk. The pieces lay scrambled on top, too many of them. He thought, or perhaps too few. Alright, I'm gonna end it right here because this guy's fucking sanity's not fucking going down at all. Or calming down at all. So I'm gonna end it right here. Thank you guys for watching. So that was Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I've wanted to sit there and play this on PC. I wanted to play this on anything in general. I wanted to play the PC version. My PC is being dark right now. So I settled for the next best thing. PS4. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I'm going to continue more horror stuff. I'm going to do 3 more videos tomorrow. And yeah, I'm going to catch up to 3 or 4 more videos tomorrow to catch up to my 31 days of Halloween horrors. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. This is Troublesome Johnny, signing off.